Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today we're going to be trying to fix up these two Polaroid Soundbars. So these were sent over by Stuart from infinitebargains.co.uk. He sells these over on eBay. So these two are both faulty and they've got no sound. I've just been messing around on my phone. They connect up via Bluetooth, both of them. If I mess around with the volume, it moves the volume on my phone, so it's definitely communicating via Bluetooth, but there's no sound via Bluetooth, line-in or aux. So line-in on this one is the phono jacks at the back, and then I'm just using a 3.5mm going into my phone. Haven't tried the optical, but I'm presuming if the other three inputs are not going to work for sound, then optical's not going to work either. So here we have a YouTube video. This is Kip Hakes. He's been a support of the channel for a long time, and if you have a look here, you will hear that we have sound.
Navigate me to Sainsbury's Stanway.
But now, if I plug it in there like so, I've got it in line in here, but nothing happens whatsoever. Yeah, so let's just connect up this one via Bluetooth. And let's turn that on. Hopefully it will sync up automatically. Very easy to use, these ones here. Nice and self-explanatory. You don't have to read the manual. They just work. Right, so we're on Bluetooth there now, so that should connect up. And if we press play here, again, nothing's happening. But look, if I move the volume up here, can you see the volume is moving on my phone? Yep, so let's get them over to the blue mat and take them apart. I'm hoping it's going to be an interesting one. I'm thinking, could it be an audio chip? So on this bit here, I actually struggled to get into them. I thought there might be hidden screws underneath the rubber feet at the bottom. There wasn't. I thought there might be hidden screws underneath the foam little pads at the back where it hangs onto the wall. It wasn't there either. There was a little screw by the phono connectors, but that just undone the phono connector itself. So it kind of confused me for a good few minutes until I worked out that you have to take the grill out, and when you take the grill out, you then have screws underneath that. So the screws are hidden in here. There we go. Easy when you know how, but when you don't know how, certainly not easy. So that's a little, must be for the remote control there. Yeah, actually it's not too bad when you know, so you just need to put the pry tool in at the side, then that pops out, and then you can kind of work your way along, popping it as you go. It's just these little things that it's held in by. Well, I think I'm going to take them both apart at the same time. And this gives me a perfect opportunity to shout out the My Mate Vince Massive. And this month, the members consist of Operational 117, KitDigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Ellensburg Amplifier Repair and Service, Will Michaelis, Chris Seal, Dorian from Hooverlux Restorations, MediaSteamer.com, Rob Hughes, Felipe at MrKeeps.com, and Dan Prutton. Big thanks to all you guys. Now, let's get into this repair. Some nice big magnets on that. Right, so what we got here, they go down to the board there. So I'm going to undo these two screws here and see if this board slides out. Okay, that's slightly stuck down, so I'm just walking it out. Here we go. Right, I'm going to have to take out this little board here. We are free! Right, so what have we got here then? So, ribbon cable going up to the board with the input. So why have we got the two wires here? Oh, that's for the power in. So this is the power in here. So I'm thinking everything looks okay. These are the buttons to select up the top, and we know that they work. So I'm wondering if that might be the audio chip there, and I'm wondering if that might be the fault. So I think before taking this one apart any further, let's just fault find the one of them. I've got a feeling it might be the same problem on both of them. So let's zoom in and find out what the number is on this little audio chip. AD825884F. And we've also got this big one here, but I'm thinking that's going to be more to do with Bluetooth, because it's like a soldered on chip, like a module, and you've got an aerial there as well. So I don't think we need to worry about that. I think we need to focus our attention on this here. So I'm just going to find out what that chip is. So the chip's marked up as ESMT, and it's Elite Semiconductor Memory Technology, and it says it's a digital audio amplifier capable of driving 25 watts each to a pair of 8 ohm load speakers and 50 watts to a 4 ohm load speaker operating at 24 volt supply. So that's going to be for mono, isn't it? Or stereo, 25 each side. So it sounds like if this is a 50 watt soundbar, which is what it said on Google, then it sounds like it's operating at the maximum that chip can operate. Now I'm not saying that that's bad, but I don't know. Would it not be better if it was kind of slightly, if these were maybe 20 watts each or something, and then it wouldn't be loading that audio chip so much. Let's just see if these are 8 ohms each. Yeah, slightly over. So I think what's happened here is, I bet you that audio amplifier's gone. Because maybe if this was going to be operating, they're both just over 8 ohms. If it's going to be operating at loud volume the whole time, maybe it's putting that under too much pressure. Anyway, let me carry on reading it. So it operates with a 24 volt supply without external heatsink or fan requirement with play music. 3D surround sound, dynamic range control. Right, okay, so yeah, that's definitely the audio chip here. And we have it in 2 chip configurations. This is our one here, but yet annoyingly it hasn't got the pin out for my one, but it does say what they are here. So I suppose the things I want to check is whether the audio is getting into the chip and whether the audio is coming out or not, and then we can check it from there. Obviously if it's going in but not coming out, that would suggest to me that the chip itself is faulty. So if we have a look here, can you see that LA stands for left channel output? And if we have a look here, we've got LA up here. So I presume that RA is going to be for right channel output. Now, what I'm going to do is, I just want to zoom in. I want to show you, you can actually nicely see where the connections go from the speaker into the chip. So even if you didn't have the pin out, you'd definitely be able to work out where the outputs are. Because, for example, maybe some of these coils here have broken and they're not passing the signal through. We have the wires from the speaker here, positive and negative. So let's just go onto the red one here. And you can see it works its way here. It's got a couple of capacitors and it's going to this side of this coil. And then it passes through from this side. And can you see it works its way along here, past these 2 capacitors again, and it goes into pin 3. 1, 2, 3 from the top. And if you have a look, that is 1, 2, 3. LA, 3 from the top, which is actually pin 22. And LA we know stands for the left channel output. Yeah. Now, let's follow the black one. So the black one here, again, a couple of capacitors here, through the coil, and look, this one goes past these 2 capacitors and it goes into pin 1, 2, 3, 4, pin 5, doesn't it? And if we have a look here, pin 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, LB. So we're looking at LA and LB, and I presume the other ones are going to be RA, the other side RA and RB. Let's just double check that. So it goes along here, the red, the black one, and it goes, hard to see, goes up here, into pin 1, 2, where's it go around there? 1, 2, 3, and that is RA, 1, 2, 3, and pin 5 is going to be the other one. So let's do it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So along here, past these 2 capacitors, must be down here and through this one here to here. So that's nice and easy. So now let's zoom out a little bit. Problem is, it's going to be really hard. Actually, I'll do it on this side of the coil, because what's going to have gone wrong here? There's nothing in between here and here unless a capacitor's shorted, but we can check that when the voltage is not in it. So right now I have got this on, and I've got it set it to line aux in, so the 3.5mm jack. Let's test at the coils here, because it will be a lot easier for me to get the probes on. Got a little speaker, Bluetooth speaker, but I'm just using it via the 3.5mm jack. And I've got this long cable here. So this is going to be my ground, and then this is going to be, for example, left and right audio. So let's see now if I get anything. I think I'm just going to go across these coils here. Am I still playing? Yes, I am. Right, nothing there. And nothing there. So I don't think it's a problem with the speakers or the coils. I really need to get onto the inputs. Right, I progressed a little bit. I still haven't taken this one apart yet, but I thought to myself, it's weird that the pin out here is not complete. We have all these pins, especially on this chip, and look, there's only 7 marked up here. So what I did is I looked on Google, and if we go here, I've got one that has all the pin outs on it. Strange, because it's from the same company and it looks like the same PDF, but yet it's not. When you go into it, they're all on here. And also this shows up another chip as well. That one's our one there, the 24 pin one. There's also a 28 pin. Now look, when I go down here and go on to my 24 pin one, which is this one here, 24L, have a look at what it says under S data. Serial audio data input. It's S data, it's pin 5. So pin 5 is this one here. S data there. Yep. Now if I go to pin 5, look at what we have. So I'm just going to use the ground off the board. And just to show you it working here. Yeah. Now if I go to pin 5, it's an incredibly small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So we have some sort of audio. It's very distorted and stuff, but we have audio at pin 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow pin 5. Well, it's kind of pointless. We've got audio going into the chip and we've got nothing going out. So that says to me that the chip is faulty, unfortunately. That's what I think anyway. So I'm going to take apart the next one now and see if we also have audio going in. If we've got audio going in and nothing coming out, again, it says to me the chip is faulty. Right, this is the other one now. Let's see how quickly we can fault find this one now that we understand a little bit more about the circuit. So I'm going to just use a ground from here and go on to the little inductor down here. And I've got sound there. So now let's go straight up to that pin 5. And we've got it there. Have we got anything on the output? No, we haven't. No, so this is the same fault as the other one. Which makes me think that it's going to be a problem with the chip again. Now let's get the multimeter and let's see if the chip is being fed with the 3 volts. So I believe it was on that resistor and that capacitor. Yeah, 3.3 volts. So as far as I can see, I'm just going to double check that is the feed for the chip. Well, I think it is. It's coming up with digital power and digital ground on those ones there. But anyway, if we go to the 2 pins under it, they're also reading the correct 1.8 volts and 5 volts there. So if I was to go here and go to that one there, that's 5 volts, and the one above it is going to be 1.8. There you go. So I think it's being fed with the right voltages, yet there's nothing coming out of that chip. And we've definitely got the voltage going into the chip from both sides as well. So the only thing it's not doing is converting that audio signal into an amplified audio signal. So I think, I'm almost certain it is that chip. Obviously, when I get the replacement chips and pop them in there, if they're not working, brilliant, I'll fault find it further. But I don't think I'm going to waste any more time on it today. Annoyingly, I can't get these chips from the UK, but I have found them on AliExpress. As far as I can see, this is the only place to buy this chip, which is strange. Maybe it's not a very popular one. It's £11 plus I think about £3 postage. So roughly I'm going to be paying about £15 for 10 of them. They come in a pack of 10, so they're £1.50 each. It's worth it, but then I am going to have 8 left over, and if they're quite a rare chip, they'll never be used again, which is a bit of a shame, but I still think it's worth it to get these working and also to get an outcome of the video. So I'll get back to this video when they arrive, however long that's going to take. They've arrived and it hasn't taken that long. I think it's been within 2 weeks. So I'm going to take the boards out, take the chips off these ones, and then solder these ones in. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use hot air or a soldering iron. Do you know what? I probably will just use hot air on these because I think it'd be quite easy to do. So yeah, let's get the boards out again. So we have both the boards out now, and these are the chips I want to change out. So I'm going to zoom in and just show you that I don't need to take any photos or anything because there's a little circle on the chip to denote where pin 1 is, and we've got a nice circle on the board here. So I'm going to be adding some flux, heating up 480 degrees Celsius. I'm going to have my airflow 6 out of a possible 8. And I don't think it's going to take long to come off at all because look how thin the boards are. I'm going to be putting the heat in between the capacitors. Obviously these will be warming up, but because I don't think it's going to take a huge amount of time, I think these will come off quite nicely. So you can see there the marking and the marking on the board. Let's just double check that these ones from AliExpress are definitely the correct ones. So I think these came in at £15 or £16 delivered. Oh, it is going to take a little bit longer because look, we have a big heat sink in the middle here. So yeah, they will take a little bit more heat than I thought. AD82584F, AD82584F, fantastic, they're the same ones. Let's go in with the flux. Now the sensible thing to do would be to just do one at a time, wouldn't it? Because I don't really know that these chips are faulty. But you know what? I'm not feeling very sensible today, and there's not really much on this area here where heat is going to damage as far as I can see. Famous last words. So yeah, I should be doing them one at a time and just test it. Obviously, if I change a chip and it doesn't work, there's no point in taking this particular chip off here if I've just changed out this one over here. But I'm confident, I'm feeling confident that it is the chips. So let's go. Just moved it round to make it more comfortable to take off. So I'm just going to grab it at the sides here. Came off lovely and easy. And let's just get it straight on now. I'm not going to clean up the pads or anything. I'm going to leave them as they are. Just add a little bit of flux. Okay, they should have done. So I've just taken the heat off now and I've just got my tweezers down on it until it cools. Right, that should be okay, but I'll check it in a minute. We can always go over it with the soldering iron. Now let's do this one here. Nice and easy. Again, add some flux. Pressure down on the tweezers, Still heating it up. And now I'm going to take the heat away. Keep the pressure down on the tweezers. And you can see bit by bit, you can see they're cooling and slightly changing colour. There we go. Right, I'm going to let that cool for a few more minutes and then I'm going to clean it with some isopropyl alcohol, 99.9%. That's cooled down now, so let's just give it a clean. The reason I use kitchen towel instead of cotton buds is that I tend to go through quite a few of the cotton buds, the Q-tips. Well, with kitchen towel here, one sheet will just do all of the cleaning that I need for this particular one here. I think it probably works out cheaper, but obviously it would leave little fibres behind. I think it normally looks okay. And I'm just going to turn it over because it's going to probably seep through. Yeah, can you see through these holes here? This board's nice because it hasn't got any conformal coating on, so when you clean it, it actually feels clean. It doesn't just get stickier and stickier. Okay, so that's nice and clean that side. And looks fine that side there. Well, I've already tested this one and all the pins are definitely soldered on. So let's just try this one here. Fine. Yeah, I think that's fine and I can't see any damage nearby. So let's get these back into the board and then I'll start filming again just when I'm about to turn them on and see if they now work. Now you can see that originally these were glued into place, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit more glue on these connectors. So this one, and also when I put in the speaker ones as well. If you need to get into here again, it's very easy with this stuff because you just use a little bit of IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and it just lifts straight off. But yet without that, it sticks pretty good. Now when it comes to putting the cover back on, there is a right and a wrong way. So it will fit the wrong way, but look, can you see the little remote control sensors there? So that needs to be on that one there. So obviously if I put it that way, it's going to block it. But this way it's going to go straight through the little fabric here. Right, that's that one done. Let's get the other one back together. Right, here we are. Promise you I haven't turned them on yet. So let's plug it in and see what it's going to do. Now I have fully put them back together, so you are within your right to shout at me if they don't work, because obviously there was no need to put them fully back together. Right, plug that in there. Let's turn it on. Let's try this one. Right, that one's coming on. Yes! Did you hear that? It said it there, didn't it? I wonder why that one didn't turn on. Maybe that one's got a different fault. Right. Do you know what? I didn't actually check. I didn't check for shorts. I checked to see if the chip I replaced, I didn't check for shorts on that one. Right, plug that in there. Plug it in here. And let's press play. There we have it.
Max.
That's max.
41. Now, as you can see already, you can tell
that is pretty loud.
Robert's made very high quality radios back in the day.
Fantastic.
And they've got the royal...
So it's working. Right, let me just check Bluetooth.
The Queen. So,
Power off. Power on.
It's Chinese, isn't it? 9 in. Bluetooth.
Bluetooth connected.
Oh wow. Okay. Bluetooth working.
What's nice is we've got the FM area here. I've got a medium wave and long wave. You can see we have this little turn thing here, so we can swivel it to get a good reception. It's not spinning like.
Fantastic. Right, let me turn that one off. So let me just double check what's happening on this one here. Oh, it is working. I don't know what I did wrong before. And again, you can hear the sound there. Let's just go straight to Bluetooth on this. Well, actually, let's do aux in and Bluetooth.
So, a very nice quality item here. So let's show you it not working. So you can see.
Fantastic. And Bluetooth. This thing's so easy to use. It would be ideal for something like a monitor.
Bluetooth connected.
Let's just see what's the state
Here we go.
at the bottom. I mean, even stuff like this, look, you do this here, and that just lifts up and exposes the battery in the inside. So what does it say here?
Fantastic. What a nice little repair. I love things like that. I really like things like that, where one component makes the whole thing stop working. So that is it for this video. Massive thanks to Stuart for sending these over to me. I found them interesting. I hope you have too. If you're interested in maybe getting something like this, obviously Stuart hasn't asked me to do this. I don't do this on my channel, but he is selling them. They're £20 without the remote control and £25 with the remote control. And I think that comes with the adapter box and stuff like that. So maybe if you're thinking about something for your monitor, of course the sound's not going to be amazing on them because look at what you're paying for them. But yes, the chips have blown on these ones, but I think the construction looks to be okay. In my opinion, they look to be quite nicely made, and I think they probably are well worth £20 or £25. I think they look quite nice as well. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone.
I was old, I was young, I was sitting in the sun, I was tired of the run, I was done. Life was great, life was hard, in a way an awful card. You can't win the losing hand. But the rain stopped falling and the line on the floor was crossed. And the pain I'd been feeling washed away to return another day. I was cold, I was bold, I had fragmented my soul into pieces contradicting themselves. Perhaps it is as it is, how the world is the mess, means that every heart and soul needs to be whole. And the road signs keep changing as the road stretches out ahead. And the mood keeps on changing, all I wanna do is lie down